What is the best of the commentaries on these pages of Tsongkhapa's middle lamrim? The lamrim dingi deshe yorpes, deshe double yorpes.
Deshe, deshe.
Laktong dingi double yorpes.
Landong drum me shamba to somebody to see right. You are Landong Sam, the ring chung to what you are.
Langtongi. Kari yakshi kariyesa. No, the double yakshi kariyesa.
Reaching to a yashu.
No,
Yash, the others. Kesanki, you are. Kesanki. Kesancham Molanki.
There's one by a master, Kisang Jamyang Manlam. That's good.
That's a gin. Mandon Tate Tuba Jumadu Juba 10. There be 10 them about my member knee said. Jumadu Juba to be 10 them about my member said. Tena Jumadu Juba Shipumbo Tabos. Tena Jumadu Juba Shipumbo Tabu Dendon get now one is sober, receive about 10 tamla. Should be 10 down attendant them by Devanese. To be 10 down the Gigi, 10 them in Maino, soon to drop. You are the Cadeso Setana. You might have Jumadu Drube as a to me about the Jumadu Zubani. Marawak to go Arawa. Marawa Umawata, Rab to me about the Jumadu Zubani Tenny. That and a Jumadu Drube, Arawa Jumadu Drube, she pumbo down, pumbo down, they don't get now a need soba. Rishi Jabaki turned them to Rishi Jabaki, the tribute turned them to Rishi Jabaki tribute turned them about Devani. Timby turned them to Gigi, and then them in Maino.
So then the next section is there's some earlier Tibetan masters that were called those who establish the illusion through reasoning, and there were two mentioned earlier in the text: those who assert non-localized or non-established ultimate, and then there's those who say that it's established by, that illusion is established by reasoning, and here it's showing that the ultimate, which is accepted by those who are called those who establish illusion through reasoning, is not the actual ultimate, and that's the subheading that's been inserted into the text here. The basic text says, therefore, those who establish illusion by reasoning, they say that the combination of a thing, such as the aggregates, and its appearance of being empty of being real, the combination of those is a object which is established by the inferential form of the rational awareness, and they assert that that is ultimate reality. This is a concordant ultimate, but it's not ultimate reality.
기마 주주바 코란도 되바 주주베 시풍보당 안에 den동이 초바这些 제바기团잠 주비团잠 된바 되바데 아니 대제 초바디 기마 주주바 코란기 안에这些 제바기 주비团잠 안에 된다 바를 마도 라누라 아니 제바기 这些 제바기 아니 풍부의 den동 그 초바 주의 개념만 봐 제한테 더 놓아야 시켜봐 두야是吧 라누라 아니 这些 제바기 풍부의 den동 그 나와 초바 den동당 풍부당 den동 그 초바대 주고 뭐 주바 체 근데 뒤에서 가나 기마 주주바 시풍부의 den동 그 나와 초바 这些 제바기 주비 된다 가지 되게 기마 주주바 그 这些 제바기 주의 된다团잠 된다는데 봐 되어봐디 대 튜브 된다는데 규제 된다는데 말해是吧 중간에 라누라 초바디 아르시 제바고 주바 많이 받체 가지기 주바 돼 어디서 그래
So we have to distinguish here between the way in which within our own system, our own tradition, something like a base like the aggregates, etc., or any other base like that is established as being devoid of being real. The appearance of it being devoid of being real, those combined, the thing and the absence of being real are combined in a together within our own system. That's one way of doing it, and that has to be distinguished from the way this other position, which is called this establishing illusion by reason, and that the way they're doing it here, establishing it by through inference, that kind of reasoning awareness. As it says here in the text, that taking something like the aggregates as the base and then establishing upon that the appearance of it being empty, of being real, the combination of those two, our own system of doing that and the way it's being presented within this system are to be distinguished.
풍부 den동도 또 이렇게 제바기 풍부의 den동 그 초바 주고 말이 와
So in our own system, the understanding the absence of being real with respect to something like the aggregates by means of inference, the inferential form, inference reasoning awareness, which is an inference, one through that establishes the absence of it being real, but that's not what's being established there is not the combination of the base and its absence of being real.
너 풍부도나 아니 가자 제점 만도 마도와 가자 제점 만도 메가 인장 메가 점 자와 인지 아니 현풍부 마도 가지고 거래 가자 메 풍부 대바 주바 제점 내가 만도 풍부 마도 가지고 거래 이제 잡아라
So the way it's presented in our system is that one through taking the aggregates as the base, one eliminates the existence of it being real on that base, and then what one establishes there is the absence of it being real. That is a mere negation. And that's what's established, not the combination of the two, where, or in that context, where in that case one is not one is understanding the absence of it's being empty of being real, but is not understanding the base, the aggregates themselves at that time.
오야 대 튼비전담 대인세 튼비유전 전담의 규지 전담대 방어 많이 스타지 야게 유전담 대라 대샤인바 튼비유 전담대나 연구의 den동 그 초바 자인바
So the way they're doing it then is a combination of, say, like a sprout or the aggregates or whatever, together with the lack of being real, that it's being empty of being real as it appears. Those two in combination, that would be, we would say that's a concordant ultimate, but it's not the actual ultimate that's being presented.
Dembe Chikdang, Tumadan, Travi, Nawe, Nugu Demiji, Nawan to Miribate, Dembe Chikdang to Rajit Nawe, Dembe Chikdang, Tumadan, Trawa, Navi Shil. And it T. Junjala then and Nugu Demiji, Nawan Druba Yang. That did Maris, Haris, and she Demba Yume, Tesum Machebi, Ani Machebi, Casa, Tesum. Tesum Machebi, Casa Tonelani, Drubi Temela. Tesum Machebi, Casa Tonelani, Drubi Temela. Tesum Chebalani, Diana de Medude, and the Damba Yemek, Diana Drogo Maris, and Damba Yemek, Tesum Chepa in the Diana to Minju Adam. In that, then do get now, then be cheated to drag and now, then make it now and do bala. She then by you may tell some much because Dr. Lani take to be 2 minutes. Tell some chubba Lani, died under to Minjuva dance. Diana to Minjuva dance. Just a chubby has a die under the Chukumaris. They made it now one castle, Titan to drag and now. Demel to the Ghana, Tesum Chepa in the city, Demi, and it Tesum Chepa in Zam, Telataya, the Tukumaris. Mijuada. Uma Nawala Chitu Raji, the Demon Maja or Maze, and the Tenda. Uma Navi Castle, Chitan to Raji, Tasuela, Namjetam, in Kukres, Mega in Kukres. Nave Dumna, Anita Karasana, Mega Marava. In that woman now, la Chituraj, Taje, Niga, Namjetam to Songing. Yeah, and they were to them.
Tetum Cheval much about it.
Tetum Chemaji, Niche, Tetum Machi, Casa Lani, Dodan and Dubi Tanya Maris. That Dubala and Pandoya Maris. So, Hermelas. Tetum Chevalani, Diana, that you go Maris.
That's so much of a son, that's so mepaya.
Oh,
that's all mappa.
Oh, Tesum Sasan, Mesa, Majua.
Sonny Mess.
Drumajo Kakan Salomodon, Tesum Majabala. Salotanga Tina and Tesum Majaba, Tesum Meba Majua. There's a member to not as a member to Chegua.
That's a mappa. That's some Sonny mappa.
Tesum Meba.
So,
Tesum Majo because Alani, Teta to be 10 melas.
that's some Chubasana, that's some Yuba, that's some.
Tesum Demba Yabang, Tesum Chess and Demba Yabang, Concert, Tesum Dawni, Pajang Nevala, Chocolate.
Never.
Tesum Sina Drondo Sidua, Drondo Chabata, Tesum Chabas. Never a Paja chocolate.
Never. That's some Chuba. So then, next is the showing that using the appearance of something being devoid of having real identity or being really different as a reason for establishing the appearance of the absence, the unreality of a sprout, etc., that this is incorrect. So, and then that's inserted in the basic text. And in the basic text itself says that the use of an appearance of the absence of real identity or difference to establish the appearance, to establish a sprout, etc., as appearing unreal. With respect to that. If a person is uncertain whether or not that thing is real, then such a reason is pointless for establishing. If a person who is an intelligent person who is uncertain whether or not that thing is real, then using that as the reason is purposeless to establish it as such. And if it's someone who is certain, then that reason there, that is the appearance of the thing as being separate from real identity or difference, is not does not function as a valid reason. And the reason, and then it also says that in the lamp for the middle way, that the reason of being separate, devoid of identity and difference, is a mere exclusion of the. I'm sorry, that this kind of proof is a mere negation. Dakchunika namchit sandu. So in the lamp for the middle way, it says that in the kind of reasoning about something being identical or different, that sort of reasoning, both the reason and the predicate in the proof statement are mere exclusions. That means they're simple negations. They're not like a negation which implies something else.
Oh yeah. 그래서 다양다도 민주화당, 是吧? 우마 나와래 지트라지 다주니가 남자 잠도 송신. 다다 취 아니 취 아니 때매당 라시메바당 아니 다 아니 라신지 두베 지단 도마 가run다 차와 대바 두베 지단 도마 가run도 차와들어 인자 우마 나와라 지트라지 다주니가 남자 잠도 송신. 아니 직단 도마 멤버당 직단 도마 멤버당 테니스 매바 강대장 직두라게 따라 제밤이야 말했어. 직단 도마단 차와 직단 도마 멤버 직단 도마 가run도 매바 강대장 직자 직다 직바도 거랬어. 강다수 제단 차와 손바니 마인가라 미셔봐. 테니지 빼줄래 셰베 마인가라 마셔봐 메셔고 아니 메가라 쳐고 빼줘봐 티셰베.
So again, it says from the lamp for the middle way that this kind of reasoning in which one is establishing that the subject is not really identical or really different, and that's the evidence or reason that establishes the predicate as a property of the subject. That kind of reasoning, both the reason and the predicate are mere exclusions, that is, they're negations, simple negations. And then that being so, whether one takes takes the reason here in the sense of that the subject is not either identical or different, or one takes that identity and difference are absent with respect to the subject in this kind of syllogism. It doesn't. Regardless, they're similar. And thus, they're not to be taken in the sense of a implicative negation. They're mere negations. And this is one knows this from where it's explained in the explanation of the example that attaches to this kind of syllogism.
Oh yeah. 테니스면 뭐 강다주 제장 저 손배 마인가라 메셔봐. 테니지 빼줄래 셰베 로벤 시와서 예사당 로벤 싱게 상비 셰바 때 마이노 스타야게 가서 지투라기 나외 누구 데미지 주바당 아니 단다 야게 주마리 주바게 시품보다 된동 그 나와니 소바를 시시 제바게 텐잠 텐다 바져바든서 아니 우마랑지 바래 자요 말에 랑지 바게 시조 야세당 생계산보 이게 아니 단다 지투라 그 다주라 남자 임신 바 메가 임바 저 많이 가라 메바지 아니 시클어레
So therefore, these positions that are held by the people who are attempting to establish illusion via reasoning, and then likewise the people who claim that establishing a sprout, etc., as being unreal by means of this kind of reasoning that things are devoid of being either really identical or really different. This kind of reasoning is, in that reasoning, the reason is always, as it's presented here in the Swatantrika system, the masters Shantarakshita and Kamalashila, the spiritual father and son, as well as the master Haribhadra, they all say that, or they hold the position that these are simple negations, the absence of being either identical or being different in some real way. These are simple negations, not implicative negations.
라도 메네비 우마베 전담대주 샤바타 멤버니 라도 메네비 우마이 전담대주데 가르스 오래서나 나와라 같이 저와 나마 잡아라 나와라 아니 같이 저와 나마 잡아라 남자다 용지 뉴스 체비 라 아니 나마 잡아다 같이 저 파 나마 잡 된주 넘버 7 아 용제들라 아니 용제 뉴스 제위 다야게 나도 초바들라 스위사리 나도 초바 아 제바기 샤 나도 초바들라 된바 넘버 7네 용제 뉴스 제위 치마 나도 초바 제바기 샤위 텐점 텐단 된바 되바 아 아니 텐점 된바 되바 오마마 전부 써야요 말이.
So then likewise, there's the position of the earlier Tibetan masters, who which were called the non-localized Madhyamikas, and the way they assert the ultimate the ultimate isn't as they assert it either, and so here it says that, with respect to the elimination of elaboration, the elaboration of the object of negation with respect to an appearance, there's one takes this in both the sense of a simple elimination, which is the elimination of a simple elimination, and then a delineation. In the case of the delineation, one is establishing the combination of both the appearance and the emptiness together. And the latter of these, if one takes the latter of these as the mere object which is validly known through inference, then there's none of the great Madhyamikas accept that as being ultimate reality.
Oh yeah. 나와라 같이 저 넘버 잡아라 남자다 용지 니 예배 나네 된루 넘버 7네 데메 용제라 채와지나 라루라 잡아 시 잡아 그 툭툭거래 그러나 데메 넘버 10 된루 넘버 10네 데메 용제라 아니 데메 용서 주대 된대위 잡아기 아니 샤위 되나 된다 담바 샤초거래 그러나 단단히 치만 잡아기 용제세에 얘기하기 아니 나와 풍부 된동당 된동 나와 초바 용제라 춤니 된루 넘버 10네 되기 안 풍부당 된동 나와 니 초 풍부 된동당 아니 풍부당 된동 나와 초바 니 어디 풍부 된동당 나와 초 통보 쳐봐면 나와 쳐봐 텐저와데 제바기 샤점 tendan 대바 어머마 친구 수야 미시도 세마도 이러와 지당 된루 남발라 잖아 안 되면 용제를 주고요 요인자 용제 치마데 아니 tendan 대바 해줘 거래 이러와
So within our own system, we can do this where we would say that the simple elimination of a thing being established as real, that if one takes something that's appearing and we simply eliminate it being established as real, that's the object of negation here, by means of some kind of a valid inference. Then the elimination of that elaboration, which is the object of negation, positively establishes or delineates that the thing is unreal. By eliminating it being established as real, one necessarily establishes positively that it is unreal. But so that's viable within the way we do use inference to establish the elimination of elaboration of the object of negation with respect to something that's appearing. But the way that these other madhyamakas are doing it is not correct, because what they're doing is positively establishing the aggregates, for example, the appearing aggregates, as being empty, and the combination of the aggregates and their emptiness in combination, they're saying that this is ultimate reality, and that's just not acceptable, is not accepted by any of the great madhyamakas.
Oh yeah, 야나 나와라 같이 저와 남바 제발라 남제다 용제 뉴스 제비 용제 세야지 아니 가서래 덴루 남바 제네 데메 용제라 투와자 많이 텔텔라 미셔봐 용제 세야지 텐더위 아니 제바 그 샤위 텐점라 안에 텐단데마드나 대야지 그 말이 자 하고서 양도 자요 되라 가서래서는 남와라 같이 저와 남자라 용지 니유니 나니 남자 용지 세야지 덴루 남바 제네 데메 용지라 투세기 용지 태마인 바체 와 용지 세야지 제바기 샤유 된담라 잖아
제바기 샤유
제바데기 샤유 된담라 잖아야 아니 제바데 샤유 된담 된다데마 말이 제바디 샤유 되나 군저 대바 요아리 제바디 샤유 되나
So another way to construe this would be like if we take here it says the mere object which is validly known through inference. If we take then the elimination of the elaboration, the object which is the object of negation with respect to an appearance, so we eliminate the establishment, for example, the aggregates or something that are appearing, we eliminate their being established as real. That elimination establishes that that the aggregates are unreal or devoid of the status of being real that was falsely attributed to them. So that, nevertheless, if we're talking about it in terms of inference, what one has positively determined there is a concept, and the concept is necessarily a phenomenal thing. So it's one can't accept that. One cannot say that concept is ultimate reality, an ultimate reality.
Oh yeah, that. 전담바接受가봐 군조 미양 군조도 여가 때마 메가마 세대接受가봐 전담接受가봐 팀비 전담도 셰비传라接受가봐 팀비 전담 야게 샤인바
근데 주디 람남 개발 주디 람남 개발
아니야 주디 전담 야게 혼도 샤바디 다가래 제바기 샤위 텐담 텐단데바 오마와 첨부 수야 미셰바이 주디 달라른 제발라 라르 첨부나라 싸와요 아래 테트 숨거리
So then this explanation that taking the object, the mere object, that's a concept, which is validly ascertained by inference, except holding that that's ultimate truth is not accepted by any of the great Madhyamikas. So this system here has been, if one wants to understand this in detail, one should examine the explanation of it as it's been presented in the the extensive stages of the path, the great.
남도 초발라 자와 직당 남도 초발라 자와 티 텐더위 남도 초발데 자위 된담라 용제를 주바데 텐다와데 텐다데 바 마레스 직잘 자 야나 텐다 남자 된주 남자라 큰에 용제 샤와데 아니 가서래 수 된주 남자라 그게 때문에 용제를 주바잖아 미세바 제바티기 샤위团长라钱나 태안这个 말이 제바티 샤위 团长 안에 되는데 말이 라 어디 배나 지도도 남자기 샤위 团长 된다도 마마인바 라这些도면이나这些도자기 샤위 团长면 된다도 마마인바
So then here likewise there's those two ways of reading this passage we just went over. One where one takes that which is positively determined or positively delineated in the sense of the combination of an appearance and its emptiness, those in combination, if that's which is the way this school that's been being criticized here holds it. If one takes it that way, then that can't be ultimate reality, because there's a conventional appearance there. And then likewise, or if one takes it in the second way that we discussed this, in terms of the mere object, which is validly known through inference, where it's a concept, that likewise can't be ultimate reality. So there's two ways of construing this construing this passage. And then this is really just like what we discussed before, where we said that the valid or the reasoning awareness, which investigates the final nature of things, as long as there's it's looking at as long as it has thought involved with it, then the object which is appearing to it, the direct object of it, is not ultimate reality. It's a phenomenal thing.
Oh yeah. 他国全的把接受搞把工作民养，工作的也把等把民干哇，你接受搞把全比全他们都写不出来，大家个全的把接受搞把，你全比全他们谁干了？接受搞比人家的，你看说的，全的把接完没把倒比这些，全比有钱全他们，是吧？ 全那个地方把这边多一些多钱的，特别有钱那人吧，是吧？里面多比一些多钱的，特别有钱那人吧，这孙经济里，接受干吧，全那把接受干比一些多钱，特别有钱那的下边出啦。第二让这嘞，现在呢，让他把困难准备，让小人都有存了。 天啊，日本艰难的工作的，其实现在大家要把明白，大家要把，大几日本大家，尤其大家要把明白，让他同的干没啥些，现在深圳把给，干西了，确实干比干吧，他顶住这个的吧，确实干咱没干对吧？ 我们话在深圳把吞吧，是吧？去到嘎子，每个人把这深圳把的我们话你个吞讲，深圳把个去到嘎比当年让他们出来对吧？顶住对吧？用着顶住这个话，是吧？ 아니 라루자 가자 쳐다 매배 대가비 까바양 아니 까바 양다바 마주바 덴바 마주바 그봐 웃음이 그 쳐봤어요.
So then there's an excursus here with regard to the way in which one explains that the negation of arising, etc., are a concordant ultimate, the way that's to be explained. And then it says in the self-auto commentary on the two realities, that text says that others, that which others hold to be real, others hold this to be real. Here, the context here is that between Madhyamikas and the mind-only school, there's a difference as to whether the emptiness which is established through the negation of self of phenomena, when one negates a self of phenomena, that emptiness which is established, is that emptiness itself established as real? The mind-only school holds that it is. They would say that this is the final nature of things, and it's necessarily established as real, whereas the Madhyamikas would say no, that it's not established as real. So this says that that which others hold to be simply real, because they hold that, and then there's an explanation here of a verse which is not directly quoted here, and it says that the word also has a meaning of summation, and
군접대 세가 리베잖아 군접대 세제 다다 오라마 투그리 전다바 계속 가봐 아니 리베잖아 군접대 세 전다바 계속 가봐데 군접 임베까지 말했어 군접도 예비까지 했어 대화 오라 통기도 리베잖아 군접대 대지질세나 아니 전다바 계속 잖아 아니 가소래 계속 전다바 마주바데 아니 전다바 마주바 임베 지지세나 가자 여바 마임베 계속 전다바 주바 가자 여바 마임베 가자 전다바 여바 마임베 양다 돈이 까메사 아니 전다바 마주바기 아니 동바니 왜데 아니 가서래 동시 까바 메바 전다바 마임바게 아니 돈이 싸워래 생기면서 시 하고서 대받주다.
So then, so it says there, more with regard to that, when one analyzes it through reason, when one analyzes here, looking is establishing emptiness through reason, it's only phenomenal. Here, as it'll be explained subsequently in the explanation of this this passage, it says where it says only phenomenal, it means it is only phenomenally existent, not that it's merely simply phenomenal. And then it says, if you ask why, when the object of negation is non-existent, then that eliminates, removes the possibility that the 양다투니 각메스
양다투니 까바 메바 세네가라 최님 가서래 최전 양다바 마주장 최전 거랑 까바 메바 최전 킹 먼저 와서 싸워 최전 까바 메바 최전 킹 메바 좋아데
that eliminates the possibility that that eliminates the possibility that the basis of this negation is really or absolutely non-existent. This line says that, and so here the explanation of this is that others, that is the mind-only school, they say that the emptiness, which is the negation of a negation which is negating the self of phenomena with respect to the basis for the negation, is that emptiness they accept as being really established or really existent.
가시 최다 가비 돈이 용도 집에서 여기 다에게 현단이 양다바 권한 집에 세대기 이러와 현단이 양다바 고바세베 선전바기 아니 가시나 가시 분보라 소비시라 최다 가비 가바 돈이 양다도 주바 되바탕 양다 주바 되바탕 라루니 최다 가비 So then
again it says that others that's here referring to the mind-only school would say that the emptiness, which is the negation of the self of phenomena, which is negated upon a basis, the basis for that negation is really established, is really existent. They hold that. But in our own system, in their own system of the author of this text, that negation, which is negation being the absence of the self which is the object of negation, that negation is not established as real. It's not really established.
리베잖아 군조 관나데 세데 된담바 계속가바 군조도 샤바니 군조도 예비 된인지 계속가바 군조도 예비 된인지 된담바 계속가바데 군조 임바데바 말에
So that because of all of this statement from that auto commentary on the two realities, it says here the negation of things arising ultimately, etc., is where it explains that as being phenomenal. This means that it is phenomenally existent, but this is not showing that it is phenomenal as such.
야 되니래 야다接受 5번 나와나 야다 비接受 5번 나와나 미나베 야다 비 接受 5번 나와나 미나베 로비 군조인 바티 신투 야다 비 接受 가봐야 로비 군조도 주대 야다 비 接受 나와 接受 5번 나와나 미나베 로비 군조인 바티 신투 양다 비接受 가봐야 로비 군조도 주대 되니 가시 5번 나와나 그때 가서 좀 있었다 다시 되니 가시 5번 나와나 미나오 11년도 미나오 마인데서 못합니다 비칠 시 5번도 나와나 5번 당디다마 아니 티된도 나와 셔봐 5번 나디다마 5번 된도 나와 셔봐데 5번 나디 5번 된도 나와 셔봐데 그래래서나 대서 5번 나와나 미나베 세데 양다 비 接受 5번 나와나 미나베 로비 군조 임바 티신도 양다 비 接受 가봐야 로비 군조도 주디 가시 5번 나와나 미나오 11년도 미나와 마인데 난그레스 5당 5 탐미데 비치로 탐미데 비치로 세데 시 5번 나와나 티 된도 나와 샤바 당 5번 나와나 양다 비 5번 나와나 아니 티 된도 나와 샤바 세스테싱 바라 5번 나와나 티 된도 나와 샤바테 티 된도 나와 마레스 5번 나와나 티 된도 나와 마레스 원아 카레레스나 5번 나와나 덴베 돈베 5번 나와레스 라 5번 나와나 티 된도 나와 샤바테 아니 카레레스나 덴바 유여바 까비 남제점 미셰라 나와 민지 덴바 유여바 까비 남제 아니 뭐뭐 대동점 미시라 나와 말이 워낙 가리를 나와서는 마인가라 공배 세가라 덴배 동위 뭐뭐 나와라 공발이 그래서 이때기 대지기사리 뭐 나와나 미나메 로비군조 임바 대신 양다비 계속 가봐야 로비군조도 주디 되니 가시 뭐보다 나와나 미나고 시위랜도 미나와 마인데 뭐 탐미대 비칠 시 뭐보 나와나 티 된도 나와 샤바니 뭐 나와나 티 된도 난그 말난그 말이 근데 이게 중요한 아마도 그 뭐 나와나 티 된도 나와 샤바레데 티 된다 가르레서 연바 여바 까비 남제점 문제 미셔라 나와 말이是吧 연바 여바 고 남제점 문제 미셔 나와 말이서 워낙 가르레서나 덴베 동용 뭐뭐 많이 가지 문제 미셔라 나와래 덴베 동ben 뭐뭐 무슨 이래서
So this here's a discussion. Next comes a discussion of that when something like a patch of blue appears, where it says that where it teaches that it's being empty of being real appears to visual awareness. That has the intent of referring to an implicative negation, and because that's the case. It's that is the patch of blues being empty of being real is an ultimate reality. So there's no contradiction there in having the patch of blue and its absence of being real appearing to the visual awareness, where the text in this tradition, Swatantrika, explained that in that way. They're thinking of an implicative negation, but not, but that being an implicative negation does not contradict the things being absent of lacking or being empty of being real is an ultimate reality. So then the basic text here says, again from that same text, that is the auto commentary on the two realities. There's an argument that's presented here in which an opponent is presenting a contrary position, and so it says that so that the opponent then is saying that when a thing appears, when a thing appears, a functioning thing appears, then real arising, etc., do not appear. Therefore, and that being so, these are said to be incorrect, wrong phenomenally, and just as that's the case, the negation of real arising, etc., would necessarily become 양다 콘셉트 한 록베 콘셉트 록베 콘셉트
록베 임바 티신도 시도와 오버 나와나 미나 양다비 계속 오버 나와나 미나베 록베 콘조 임바 티신도 양다비 계속 가봐서야지 아니 양다비 계속 가봐 양다비 깨와 매봐야 록베 콘조도 주지 되니 가시 오버 나와나 미나고.
So those would be so that sort of just as the appearance of starting over that passage from the two realities there, when a functioning thing appears, its real arising, etc., do not appear, and that being the case. That is something which is even phenomenally false. That is, real arising is phenomenally is not true, even phenomenally. And just like that, the negation of real arising, etc., must be not real phenomenally either. And this is the opponent making this this claim here, and because that doesn't appear when the thing which is its basis of negation, that is the functioning thing, appears. So that's the opponent's position in this line. And then as a response to that, Master Jnanagarbha says, it's not the case that it doesn't appear, because it's not different from the character of the thing, the functioning thing. So, and that's the quotation. Then it's the explanation of this is what it follows. When something, a functioning thing like a patch of blue appear, and it's explained that it's being empty of being real appears, that explanation it's not saying that the simple exclusion, which is the negation of the thing existing as being real, appears to visual awareness and so forth, to this sensory awareness. Rather, it has in mind, what's being in mind there is an implicative negation. And so here an implicative negation would be like a patch of blue which is empty of being real. The patch of blue is a positive thing. It's being empty of being real is the negative quality which is established upon it. And such as that, although it is actually phenomenal, it's an actual case of a phenomenal thing, the emptiness there, which is the mere negation of it being real, is an ultimate reality, and there's no contradiction in that.
남자 동반이 제 미셸라 나와 많이 많이 가라 공배세 가라 아니 덴베 동비 원보 덴베 동비 원보 아니 미셸라 나와 이자 많이 가라 공배 와 텐드라디 많이 가라 텐드라디 군조 천이 봐 이양 덴베 동비 원보의 군조 천이 봐 이양 덴베 동비 원보 군조 천이 봐 이양 So
the point here is that when we're talking about an implicative negation, that is something that's a negation, but yet it implies something positive by implication. Here the example that's given is like a patch of blue, which is empty of being real. So that's, on the one hand, it's a negation. The patch of blue is empty of that being real, so that's the negative quality which is established. And however, the mere emptiness of that patch of blue is a simple negation, which mere exclusion. So a mere exclusion like that, the emptiness of the blue patch of blue, doesn't appear to the visual awareness, but nevertheless, because here in this context, what Master Jnanagarbha has in mind is the appearance of the phenomenal thing, the patch of blue, and being empty of being real. That does appear to visual awareness. So that patch of blue, empty of being real, is is a actual phenomenal thing, and but that doesn't exclude or exclude the simple negation or elimination of it being real. That emptiness. It doesn't mean that emptiness is not ultimate reality.
他大经大了全把那些了下，多没多阶级，这些有你全他们当仅仅说教授，是吧？多没多阶级，那的有种的了对吧？因此的，我们见了杨大把介绍干吧。介绍干吧，杨大工作都多把一样，全大把的特别贴下了。杨大把介绍干吧，杨大工作都多把谁干了？啊你，但他是家就干了，操断的，碰不当电动给操断，碰不电把接瓦干吧，碰不当电把接瓦干吧给操断的，按操断干吧，杨大工作都多把一样，杨大工作都多把一样。全他们当特别，俺那特别有全他们的，特别太闲了，是说。
真的不结束嘎巴。
嘎巴当他就操把酒啊，碰说全他把酒啊，嘎巴当，俺碰不操，如果在电动个操吧，碰不在电动个操吧，碰不在全他把酒啊嘎巴操吧，再结巴有嘛的，
So then this is we've already discussed what comes next, but we've now arrived at the point in the text where it's actually presented. So here it says that with regard to the two, that is the reasoning awarenesses which are without thought, or non-conceptual, or devoid of conceptuality, and those which are involved with conceptuality, together with their objects, one has to present them, differentiate them, and present them separately as being the actual ultimate and that which is concordant with the ultimate. So this is, and so as previously mentioned, then here it says in the ornament for the middle way that the negation of ultimate arising, of something ultimately arising, etc. Here, this negation is referring to the combination of the negation of something arising ultimately together with its base, a sprout, for example, a sprout arising ultimately. That ultimate arising of the sprout is negated, but in this case, the base and its negation or absence of ultimate arising are combined. Or one could say the same thing about the aggregates. That sort of negation is included within the actual phenomenal, but however, here it's explained as being accordant with the ultimate.
Oh yeah, that's天道话的特别有天道的线啦，天道话的特别太线啦。但有天道我的了，天道把的我也没说去，只有他当查哇。我打天道把我的了，有天道把也把当没把当，按你看说的，他也没给只有他帮把给，按你只有帮比只有查完你，第二嘞。天气晴了太多命，是啊，天气晴了太多命，他也对也把当把样没那，天当把没当把样没，天气晴了太多命没当没，然后就按你看说也把样没，当然没把样没，天当把他也都没接把样没，天当把接样没，有看接话他没接你个没，天老说话中间的些。机器前呢，天天追没赢，当然多呢，追没些个的，你能拉说话个这话他们家他多比这话他查完了，天天这话没把赢，天天多比查话他们家他查哦，些多比查完了，至于查完下把他赢了，啊，原来他多比查完的了，你能够这话 안에 좀 연구를 와니나 그 저와다 안디 then be 저와다.
So this then is explained in the commentary. I'm sorry, the ornament for the Madhyamika, where it says that the actual ultimate is taught as being that from which the entirety of the net of elaborations of things existing or not existing, etc., has been entirely gotten rid of, entirely abandoned. And within that, what is referred to as the net of elaborations, this is explained in the auto commentary on the two realities. And it says, and then the verse says, because it's reality, it's not that is not empty. Here, not empty means not Tenichina.
Tenichina, Tedo means Tenichina, 아니 가서래 Tedo means and 가서 전다바 동바 전다바 마주비 칠나 안 타녀도 예바 안에 동바 마이 그러와 타녀도 예바 동바 마리 Tedo mean 메동와야 마이 라신지 주변 메동바야 마이 그러와 예매 미세디 라신지 예바야 민 타녀도 메바야 마이 아니 타녀도 믿게봐야 많이 대한다밖에와야 많이 뜻자이나.
So then one can construe this passage as because of because of that, it says that is not empty. Here when it says not empty, it would refer to that it is ultimately empty, but it is not conventionally empty, or it's not empty from the conventional perspective, but from the ultimate perspective, it is empty. Where it says it is not empty, 데니치나 데토면 던더버
타녀도 믿어마 타녀도 데니치나 데도민세 데도만세 타녀도 예배 동마 마인세
타녀도 예배 동마 마인. So so where it says it's not empty, that would be it's not empty in a way 타녀도 예배 동바
믿어마 마인 타녀도 동마 마인세 데니치나 아니 Tedo means 타녀도 여바티 동와 마인세 다 미도 마인세나 라시 주변 미도 바야 마인
라시 주변 동마 미도 마인. So it's not so it says it's not empty. It's not the case that emptiness here is not conventionally existent. It's not empty of being conventionally existent, one could say, where it says it's not empty. It is empty of being established by its own intrinsic existence, but it's not empty of existing conventionally. And where it says it's not empty, So it's not empty of existing by means of its own intrinsic existence. That means it is empty of existing by means of its own intrinsic existence. So then it says it's not existent or non-existent. Here you attach the qualifications of ultimately and conventionally. It's not ultimately existent, and it's not conventionally non-existent. Then it's where it says it's not non-arisen. It means it's not it's not unarisen conventionally, but when it says it's not arisen, it is not arisen ultimately.
다 연매지 타시단 차와데 아니 좀 된대지 숨바래 윤전티 치나 티니 저와 매바인 신이되니 저와 매바인 태권나니 또바 태권나니 신이되니 또베 차와 탐자단 차오시 또베 차와라追차와 샤바다리라 다야 태양다 다시 공도 샤바나 신체님 다这边 查是有些人对的天宽那人我什么都代表我아니这边查他们讲你那个这话拉说个这边查他们讲多白一些多面有时候当年我说特别一些多面听我多别查他们讲多白아니一些多面的아니全都我的首先全都我的是吧아니 동반이디 유턴담 뭐래 그봐 동반이 유턴담 뭐당 대다위 시 동메디 유전턴담 뭐 대다도 마주비 리시지 유니 대다도 마주비 리시지 유니 있으리가나다 이난 그쪽와 마도비 리시기 유니 리시 유전이 아마단 제수 tum바니 선은 아시노 와 리시치 된다비 태권한 영어선도 또봐도 마도 또빌로티 만주바기 티 공기 리시 또제티 대다 만주비 리시 또제기 또 리시 유제니 리시디 아니 가서 리시 또제디 팀비 유젠 전담당 유디 유동반에디 리시 텔라되디 아니 팀비 유텐담래 이렇게 또셔들라 된디 팀비 유전 가서 전담 전대바 인지 고니나 그 쪼와도 마자와 인장 아니 봐서는 아시노
So that was that's how the Buddha teaches the avoidance of the four extremes. And the end of that quote says the Bhagavan Buddha has taught in that way the avoidance of the four extremes. And then so that's the end of the quotation, that first quotation. And then it says, and if you ask why is that so, that is without elaboration, absence of elaboration. That here is in reference to dharmata, or reality, or the nature, which is reality, is free of without elaboration, and that is separate from the entire net of thought. So then this is explained as follows. Here, the net of thought is as it's explained. Net of thought is in reference to the net of elaborations. So as that's explained, then this here again is in reference to the as we discussed this morning. With respect to the two kinds of ultimates, the actual ultimate and the concordant ultimate, both of these have subject and object. The subject of the actual ultimate is the direct non-conceptual gnosis, which understands reality as well, and then its object is emptiness as such. Again, here, free of elaboration means free of the dualistic elaborations as we discussed them earlier in the day, free from subject-object duality, free from the appearance of, or free from the it being established as real, and free from any appearance of any phenomenal thing in the case of the reasoning awareness, which understands dharmata, the nature of things, without any conceptuality involved. And then on the other hand, there's and then it says here that in terms of the subject here is the net of elaboration has been eliminated from the perspective of direct understanding of reality. Here again, referring to a direct understanding of reality without conceptuality involved, and that is because that net of elaboration has been eliminated. Then that's the actual ultimate here. And then in terms of the subject side of the concordant ultimate, again, here this is referring to the reasoning awareness, which still has thought involved with it. So where it says with respect to the reasoning awareness, which is not like that, not like the direct realization of emptiness, of reality without thought, and the net of elaborations involved, then that together with its object, here we're referring to emptiness again, but emptiness appearing in a phenomenal way, such that these elaborations, this net of elaborations, is still present within that kind of cognition, is something which accords with the former. Here, the former referring to the non-conceptual direct realization of reality. So, since it's that, it's as it was explained above, as it was explained previously.
Oh yeah. 제가就为这些有钱，我决定把人帮我杀说，让他被接受嘎巴那样，你嘎比是吧？这些个等着来等呢，安尼嘎比啦，你嘎比这些等着你，他等着让他来等呢，是你嘎比这些了，哦，嘎比这些当，你嘎比这些当，提下家你约呗，他把这你错门。的满足开始了，当年准备日本的改变，安尼如果咱电动给操不，操，如果咱电动给操不多把给结巴汤，血糖，提下家你月呗，下家你月呗，他那个杨大表工作不是多做。下家你越白是，提下家的杨大表工作就多做在的杨大工作，安尼当你马对面，他那边前面那话他妈做个多没做，电动错没做吧，杨电动都多没做吧，现在杨大表工作就多做杨，你一定得笑话笑话，
杨大表工作
工作是个的，但杨大表工作了杨大当老板你要的吧，我杨大表工作。
So, thus, with respect to the negation of real arising, etc., with that, the reasoning awareness, which is a negation by means of this. This refers to reasoning, a reasoning which. Here the reason is given in this kind of reasoning is the absence of real arising, a negation of real arising, and so then the inference, which the reasoning awareness, which is an inference which understands the negation of that, as well as the thing which is to be validly cognized by that. There's two sorts of both of those. So
다 당부대 러시아대 기대 생활한테 양다바 된다바 아니 가서래 돈이 마도베 타녀베 체면 러시아도 또 마도바 투시도 또 면네바 러시아에 말아봐 아니 뒤샤샤 대양 돈이 마도베 아니 탄예베 체면 나와다 마주바 또 면도바 인상 아니 직단 군조를 아니 가소래 양다베 군조도 또 줘야 티드네 시바 차오
양다베 컨셉도 또
직단 시험을 때 양다베 군조 스타 남진순단라 직단 시험을 때 양다당 로바 샤마도 군조가 탄예의结果 말다 대송도와 양다베 군조 또 줘야 티드네 시바 차오
직전 탄입에 similar to the
디가비리 세당 디가비리 세세데 리세데 가라서 누구다 된동고 쳐봤다봐 그 리세테체 디샤자 누구다 된동고 쳐봐대 요지 요전 투비 된담데 니 예배 디니 양다베 군조도 또주양 나 돈이 마도베 탄예베 체면 나와다 마주바당出现수 또 메뉴바 인장 아니 지단 생활을 되게 양다베 군주들이
지금 생활을 때 양다베 컨셉도 to raise. So then, with respect to the negation, also the negation of real arising, etc. Here, the reasoning awareness, which is negated by means of that, using that reason, and as well as it's the object which is to be validly known by that, because there's two parts of it: the sprout and its absence of being real. It's being empty of being real. These two are combined into one thing. Therefore, they shouldn't be taken to be a actual ultimate. Rather, they should be included within the category of a actual phenomenal things. In this case, and one has to understand the way in which that is included in that by means of the explanation that's been given above. 니쪽 가서 누구든 단동기 니쪽디
담보디 제니와디 담보데라 아니 누구든 단동기 초바도바기 리세 제 택디 가비 리세당 와 단동 아니 디샤자 누구든 단동기 초바데 다디면로 상등에 전에 디샤자 누구든 단동기 초바데 괜히 아니 가서래 당보디 돈이 마도베 탄예비 체매 지 돈이 마도베 안로이出现수 또 메뉴 받아 니와디 나와다 마주바 또 메뉴 받이당 아니 양다베 군조 지된 생활을 때 양다베 군조도 또와 또 줘대 아니 디딩의 샤와샤오.
So the reason these are included within correct an actual phenomenal here is because from the point of view of here, if one's talking about worldly conventional valid cognition, they're not able. Such a worldly conventional valid cognition is not able to establish both the is not able to establish the absence of being real. The fact that the sprout is not real. It's the arising of a sprout is not real as it appears. That requires some further kind of analysis in terms of employing the valid awareness that's investigating the final nature of things. And that's probably the reason why this is included within the authentic conventional here, based upon that sort of reason.
Oh yeah. That day 가서다 시와 차오. 다 대반이지 저와니 세라네. 대니지 저와니 다 대니지 저와니 세다 군조다 대반이지 된다베다 니난 그 저와당 아니 가서 가제 저와 덴베 저와니 오티 니난 그 저와당 덴베 저와니니 대니지 저와 이노 저그 차와당 차와를 세수 되니 다 여기 저와 탐자다 차와 시주 되니 아니 까마볼라 아니 신도야 녀와 코소
Deniki Trubula.
대니기 저와 인어 조기 대니기 저와 인어 요체선 덴징기 덴베 저와다 니랑 그 저와 니 대니기 저와 인어 조 스테와 대니기 저와 인어 조기 차와당 자주 시주 되니 까마볼 녀와 코 아니 중국 까마볼라 아니 반녀와 코 그래서 이제
Thus, all this this way of explaining these being separated from the entire net of that which is elaboration. Here, elaboration is referring to two kinds of elaboration. Here, one is the elaboration that things are real, and the other, the elaboration that that has the dual appearance of subject and object. Both of these kinds of elaboration, the way in which one is to understand the two truths, two realities, such that they're free from these two kinds of elaboration. The entirety of those two kinds of elaboration. That sort of the explanation that's been given here is applicable and can be used in a lot of other contexts as well.
Oh yeah, that digi, digi gungo, that che de matus machinsa, ra, tambo denigi ishi, ani denigi kasa ishi denija, then del terra damba nisu yewa. Ani tene denigi change damba inza, ta denigi change damba timbare. Ra, ta denigi change damba tela. 大现在的电把你是常年话的，西康西，怎么乐于团队用是艰难，没乐于团，也把那把结果呗，路没路你偏着帮的高，偏着帮的那个高我是，但怎么那年没定被缺的了，怎么钱，哇，我但西康西是康大康一那样，哦。 本来工作委屈看他看进来，但工作委屈的就把囤积钱，囤到200当，按你200囤积钱，当年的200囤积，工作委屈的就把囤积，是吧？因此他西工作委屈看啥了说话看西，按你怎么乐于团队用是艰难，怎么乐于团队用是艰难，谁的那年没准备。 团队用是艰难，是吧？哦，那年没准备团队用是，那我他没准备团队用是艰难。安尼他没准备团员把的那把结果的，是没准备团员把那把结果是没准备的，男主的那时候特别团员吧，男主的那时候没准备用是绝对干了，安尼看啥的我的男主的那时候特别团员的那把结果的。 结果그래 키고 그래 그와 그와의 가르를 루와당 밀루와니 세야데 아니 편주 반대 내가 on가래 남자 용제래 그와 지시나 받잖아 지시 용적으래
So then this leads into the next topic here, the explanation of the definite number of the two realities. We've gone over the identification of the two realities, the subdivisions of them, and here then it's in terms of the number of the realities that there are two. Here it has three subparts. The first is the actual enumeration of the two realities, and this begins by saying that when one delineates any object, any base, that's anything, here any phenomenal thing, when one positively delineates it as a spurious, deceptive thing, spurious and deceptive refers again to that there's a disparity between the way it appears and the way it exists. It appears one way, but it actually exists another. When one positively delineates anything that's any phenomenal thing as a spurious, deceptive object, then one necessarily excludes it being a non-deceptive thing, a non-deceptive object. So deceptive and non-deceptive are mutually exclusive. So here, a non-deceptive thing is something in which it exists as it appears. Its appearance and the way it actually exists are in harmony or in accordance with one another. So since it's necessarily the case that delineating it as a deceptive object, anything as a deceptive object, necessarily excludes it from being a non-deceptive object, then deceptive and non-deceptive are contradictories. Again, being deceptive and undeceptive, non-deceptive, are contradictories. Meaning, if you determine that something is one, you necessarily exclude it being the other. They're mutually exclusive. A mutually exclusive dichotomy that covers everything.
이가 마인 바그 풍보선 바지 요 말이스 야 루와야 마인 밀루와야 마인 바기 아니 풍보선 바 가서 최지 요 말이스라 아니 기니세자 탐제라 편주 빵비 주지 찹제도 주배 아니 풍보선 바야 도고 세자 탐제라 시디 아니 좀발루 남자라 키나 밀루와 용제라 주고 밀루와 남자라 그나 좀바 용제라 주고와 인장 찹제 주바 인장 So,
since that applies to all objects of knowledge exhaustively in a mutually exclusive fashion, it excludes a middle. What this means is that deceptive and non-deceptive are mutually exclusive and they're exhaustive. All objects of knowledge they're either deceptive or non-deceptive. There's no third alternative that could exist between these two as some other category.
Oh yeah. 그래서 도고 대지 세자라 덴바니스 창여와 다 세자라 어느 군저 덴바다 된단바니 니스 창여와야 안에 뒤균전 잘라되는 시그래
Therefore, then one should understand that the objects of knowledge are included within these two categories of the two realities.
다 뒤세자라 여사제비 도요 가서 디다 디신시에베 군조단 담반이 투수 취대 전답이 담바다 군조 담반이 투수 취대 아니 시와 차와야 안나 군조다 전담비 담바 테니스세도 단독인 안조베 시와 차와야 안에 군조다 전담비 담바 테니스세도 시자 탐제 안에 담바 니스세바 송라 Yeah.
So then the textual evidence for this is from the sutra which taught the meeting between the Father and the Son, and that sutra says it's like this: the Tathagata has comprehended the two realities, phenomenal reality and ultimate reality, those two. And thus, all objects of knowledge, everything to be known, is exhaustively contained within these two realities of the phenomenal reality and ultimate reality. And so this statement from the Sutra on the meeting of the Father and the Son shows that all objects of knowledge are exhaustively included within the two realities.
친한 치당은 공모 강히 간다 강히 나양 아니 된다와데 군조당 야나 티 된다베 담바데 담바 테니레 셴바가 아니 담바 숨바카야 요 말이 시 아니 셰자레 담바 니스 창야와데 아사와송아데.
So the same thing is stated in the Arya Samadhi, which the sutra, which is called the Samadhi, which indicates which indicates reality, and that says whatever there is either phenomenal or ultimate. There's no third reality whatsoever. And so whatever here refers to all objects of knowledge, external objects of knowledge, or those which are internal. Everything that exists is included within either ultimate reality or phenomenal reality, and there's no third reality apart from that. So this sutra clearly teaches that the two realities are definitive in that being numbered as two.
Oh yeah, that 가상 데 가사이나 만나 가로서 다 dem바니 뭐지라 도바타데 세시 가상야가 전송한 디샤바 중앙에 마중에 맞아 아 대니 줘야 되는데 대니 뭐지라 도바타데 자 dem바니 뭐지라 도바타데 있어 좋아요 담보되라 예 다야가 대니 뭐 지면은 뭐 타대도 신의 미래배 대니랑 오메바 주디 여바 찍단 도마 여바 가론 그 책을 쳤어. 당에 되지라고 만들었어요. 그봐. 대니 담바니라. 나 담바니라. 아니 뭐 찍바당 대니 이오데 뭐 찍이자 찍마이. 그봐. 뭐 찍라. 아니 뭐 타대 인장 아니 가서 뭐 타대 인장 뭐 타대 마이 뭐 인장 마이 그봐.
So here we've arrived at a point where it's appropriate to explain what it means when we say that the two realities are of a single character and conceptually distinct, conceptually different. Here, when we say they're of the same character, that doesn't mean they're identical. They're not one thing. They have the same character, but they're not identical. And when we say that they're conceptually distinct,
아니 가서래 도바타장 오지라 도바타대 인세 다디 그 다야가 주요와 사산디 라야 양반이 그 고타가라라
분위기고
알아 드니야 말어 대니 그 전담 받더라 가자 그들 오지라 도바 타대 있고 하다. 저는 영어서. 단단해서네. 오지라 도바 타대. 오지라.
So they're of a single character, but they're distinguishable conceptually.
오지라 도바 타대 마이나 되니 오 타대 이나 아니 공들라 송바기 또도 공들라 송바기 느지 시체 되니 지이나 오 지이나야 지이면 봐 지이나 아니 공들라 송바기 느지 시체니 두서와래.
So there are faults that would obtain if we say that the two realities have a single character, but they're conceptually distinct. If they have a single character, but they're not identical, they're not one thing, so there are explanations in the Sandhi-Nirmochana Sutra, which explication of the Thought Sutra, which shows the faults, the unacceptable faults that would obtain if they were taken to be actually identical, one thing. On page 333 is where we were. I'm sorry, 337. There's on the Tibetan is where this was introduced initially. It's on page 103 of the translation.
Oh yeah, Tila. 주제래 오고 탐제랑경 오 나바니니니 왔던데 디다다 군조다 텐데베 담바고 제송베 최전레리라 오라 군조다 텐데베 오 니니 예비 치당 라 다디 오데라 데니 오 지미나 오 타데도 신도야 미르베 데니라 오 메바 주데 예바라 지다 토마 가론도 예바 가론게 차비칠 어디 뒤균잔데라 된다 산주스님들라 군도 동반이 셔다 돈이 권한 군조데 맨날 메동의 주제 차다마다 빠시도 시가나 차와다 메다바니 오지라 도바타데레 대신도 누구다보다 누구 땡게 돈이 니오태양 오지라 도바타데레 네 누구다보데 아니 랑그 전담당 오타데 이나 다딜라 차단 땅에 맞으면 가서 주면 있어요. 다디 디지 쇼사야.
So this is back. We went over this previously, but I think it's necessary to explain this again or in more detail. So this is again back on page 103 approximately of the translation, maybe a little bit after 103. And it's on the middle of page 337 in the Tibetan. And there's a quotation from the commentary on the introduction to the Middle Way, which says, the text there says that that the character of all things is twofold, and it's taught as being twofold. Like to wit, phenomenal and ultimate, and so that's the quotation, and that says that everything that possesses the property here, referring to like a thing which, like a phenomenal thing which possesses the property of emptiness. Each of these has two characters: the phenomenal and ultimate character. Necessarily has those, and if the two realities were not of a single character, they would be of distinct characters, and that is unacceptable, is incorrect. So, and if those two were without any character, then they would become non-existent. So if something exists, it has to necessarily be either of a single character or have multiple characters. necessarily has to have one of those properties, either being of a single character or plural characters.
Oh yeah, that de la shuwa de jina. Hase. Kondele kunzo da tyan da be chanyi ta ba yan ba junani. Tela duje na je ta me ba tan da ngoni me ba tam ni tyan da be chanyi yan ba yan min ju ru si. Ta to de konde ka su le shen yin bu na la yo de ti. Ro. Oh, ganga de yo yan ba na yo wa re. Ta khare re sa na. Duje na je ta me ba tan da ngoni me ba tam ni tyan da be chanyi yan ba yan min ju ru se de ta. Wo ta da yin na gyun shi. Yun shi na khare re sa na. 아니 누구 된동 도비 리시지기 아니 누구 된바 쯤 된질라 민내 봐 돈도 쯤 민내 봐 그봐 누구
된동 도비
누구 되면도 도비 로테기 누구 된바 쯤 된질라 아니 민내 봐 민내 봐다 누구 된동당 아니 누구 뉴데 뭐 타대인 봐 그봐 라라 메여바도 비르시기 아니 초라 메여바 집에 돈도 좀 하시면 하시래. 그봐 하고서 뭐 타대이나
뭐 타대이나
내가 뭐 타대이나 아니 좀 가려요 와래서나 아니 누구 된돈도 비리시지기 누구 대바집이 된질라 민여봐.
So one problem would be is if they're of a different character, that the reasoning awareness, which understands that, let's say, a sprout is empty of being real, that reasoning awareness, it would not. If they were of identical character, it would not contradict or negate the misconception that holds the sprout to be real.
메여바 젬바가 좀더 제초가 말이 권용 못 하다는데 뒤라와 진짜 라라 메여바도 두어단 댐비 라라 메여바 또 비자바기 초라 두어 메여바 젬바가 좀더 제초가 말이
초라 메여바
좀더 제메도 봐도 권용 못 하다는데 뒤치고 또 거와 대별로 거와리
So it would be like the example that's given here is that if they were of distinct character, if they were of different character, then the example is given that a valid inference that there's fire on a pass because of the appearance of smoke, that would not be able to establish the absence of fire in a lake because of the absence of smoke.
되니? 아니 가서래. 수수된도 수진내로 말해왜. 되니 뭐 다다이나 수된도 수진내로 많이고 그래. 봐. 아니 수된도 니오데 뭐 다다이나 아니 수도나 수된도 수진내로 많이고 그래.
Then another problem that would obtain would be if they weren't of different if they were of if they
이니 뭐 타대이나 수된동데 수진내로 많이고 그래. 와 가래서나 수단 수된원이 오데 뭐 타대로 와. 로 품바값이 내로 말해 와. So
then, if they were of different character, then then something like a visible form and its absence of being real would be distinct, such that Zuktan Zuki Tentong the go tadina,
难得赢啊！
then
因为我就赢啊，工作点把所有的话，提定给电动的全当点把的话，
did you get
是吧？他天当所有电动当所有你我的我太太赢啊，他捐的就所有电动所有年路马给马英国的。
So if they were of different character, then the absence of being real would be would not be the suktansuki tentong ngo tari ina teni
所有电动所有年路马给我的，
nuki suki nelu
所有年路我们所有当年马英国的。
mayengukure. So if a visible form and its absence of being real were of a different character, then the absence of being real of the form would not be the actual way that the form exists. It would necessarily not be the actual way that the form exists. The two would be distinct, such that that the absence of being real could not be the final nature of the visible form.
我呀，那天呢，等于我太太爷呢，俺的书记书店呗，这位哪怕家咱们的，俺的卡塞的书记那个多年马英国的，是吧？
If they were
书记电动家咱们，书记电动俺的电把，这话哪怕家咱们的，俺的书记那个多年马英国的，书电动我太太的呢。
So if form and its absence of being real were of distinct characters, were different, had different characters, then the zuktanzuki tentong ngotarina, then
所以电路是这话哪把家咱们的书记定给内陆马英国吧？
zukitiki nelu mayimpa chapa, mayimpa.
书记定给多年马英国。
La konda yankar sunan.
哦呀，再看那个活动，这点看，所电动你我的我太太一那是吧？所电白这话家咱们的，俺的书记定给内陆马英吧，书记定给多年马英国。
Then if they were distinct characters, then the elimination of the elaboration of being real would not establish that the form that is misconceived as being real would be eliminated from that.
我太太嘛，那就什么情况啊？他专门的给俺的书电路写完了，啰嗦，俺的书记内陆写完他们，书电路写的要嘛的书，俺的书电路写完了，啰嗦，俺的书记内陆写完他又卷起打的，书当电动我呢，俺的告诉的，我太太赢了，专门的给书电路写完了，啰嗦，俺的书记我写完他。
Losu.
So then don't see what I can. See what in Sheba, Doba.
So if they were of distinct character, then when
今天电机，所电动，所电路写完了，啰嗦，俺的所就所电动去写完，所就我写完的，
So if they were of different characters, then the Bhagavan Buddha, when seeing a visible form, would not see its absence of being real. It would not see the absence of it being real when seeing the form. If the two realities were of distinct character, then that fault also would obtain.
我对的这个呢，等于我太太把人办了，俺的卡是我太太人呢，光在那些被电视去，然后等于多把几个人呐，我多把几个人呐，太太对面个几个人呐， yang jun xi. Yeah.
So those are the four faults that would obtain, these are explained in the Sandhi-Nirmochana Sutra, the four faults that would obtain if the two realities were identical. Were not of a single character. And then there's four faults that would obtain likewise if they were not conceptually distinguishable or conceptually distinct. So if they were not even conceptually distinguishable, if they were such that they were completely identical, then it would be the case that when a yogi or yogini sees a visible form, they would necessarily simultaneously cognize the absence of the form's absence of being real.
So similarly, the same
another fault that would obtain is that just as a visible form is suitable to give rise to mental affliction, then if the visible form and its absence of being real were completely indistinguishable, such they could not be distinguished, then it would be the case that they were observation of the absence of being real of the form would likewise give rise to mental affliction.
Sula number mindravi, Kunzobla number mindrava, Nazoba Chawa Yoba Tishindu. Anis teething the Tomba Nitelayang, and a number mindrava, Nazoba Chaya. Chutamjaki Tomba Tamje, Dendon Rojiba, Mando, number mindravi Chabayo Marawa. Or 10 Anshijani, Sula number mindravi, number Lola Chawa Yoba Tishindu. Ani Tomba Nilayang, and the Losola number mindrava Chazu Yoba Tavi.
Then also the fault would obtain that if just as things like forms and other all of the various phenomenal things that exist, the plurality of phenomenal things, these have multiple aspects. They appear in multiple forms, and if all of these things the plurality of things were identical with their absence of being real, their emptiness, then it would be the case that emptiness would also appear in all of these multiple aspects. It would appear in a diverse fashion, in the same way that phenomenal things appear in a diverse fashion.
Ani nanjo wagi su toba le lo su ani su dendon tobi tidu ani jinji zamba teme imba su dendon toba jig imbi 진짜 su dendon toba jig imbe nanjo wagi su tobi to odu ani su dendon tobi zawi chidu ani bezo jawa teme imba.
Then likewise, if they were absolutely identical, then there would be a yogi or yogini, once they've observed form, there would be no purpose in their making effort to subsequently ascertain the absence of being real with that nature. It would be purposeless for them to go beyond that, because beyond the visible form that they're examining, because the two are completely identical.
Oh yeah, that digi dini ngo jila doba tade sego ngo tade yina gondela shebe gyenshi doba jiyina ane gondela shebe gyenshi dani. So these four faults that obtain if
two realities were of different characters that are explained, and then the four faults that would obtain if they were not conceptually distinguishable or distinct. The four faults on both sides. These are how it's explained in the Sandhinamochana Sutra, the sutra which explains the thought.
Oh yeah, that thing kasende shuel hasha de ta dong wo ja to ba ta de che da ti je la da de ni mna kya ba cha ke we ta ju de la oh de ni ji na me xie na ane tu bi ka la me mo ba da me xie na ane de be ti ni me xie ba song la.
So that concludes then the discussion of the way in which the two truths are definitively enumerated as two realities are definitively two. So then this leads into the next point, which is that how the two realities, it's necessary to become learned about the two realities, and a demonstrated proof for that. And then this begins by saying that if one understands how to differentiate the two realities, one is not confused about the teaching, the speech of the Buddha, the Muni, the sage.
Oh yeah. That the Loben Ludu Kita Ma on the Mahasane, the San Shinju, Loben Ludu Shabjilam, and Churujula, she will Tamedo. Tatagun to the Nidela, the Telenia Bataba to by Tanya Damba Tashuva, Tanda Damba Tajunjuba, the in American Nandolo belong as you, she is Sumbe, Tabataban, the Nila Kawa Shinkacho, that dash Ashashwan, and the tiny did your Jashu. Agi chini sawe gewa de tendan rowa kwela jaba jujin losan jaba ye danbe nyembo lendo tosi sho shi beje chujin me do dang rila nishi ninde asanje shindu me de buwa ye rogo namda shenla sho li dang guru ran Nagani Adaya.